Are you tired of being unproductive, sick of that laziness sticking around everywhere you go? This year is going to be the moment you finally leave your lazy girl era behind for good. In this video, I'm going to share science-based tips to help you step into your productive girl era. By applying these habits, you'll start seeing real results in no time. Without further ado, let's dive into the video. Have you ever thought about the fact that if you feel so lazy, it might be because you haven't set clear goals in your life? To leave your lazy girl era behind, the most essential thing you need to do is sit down and clearly think about what you want in life. What's truly important to you? What do you want to achieve? What makes you proud? Answering these questions will give you the motivation you're missing. ACT therapy is now one of the most popular therapeutic approaches. It's recognized by the World Health Organization as an evidence-based therapy. One of its core principles is encouraging people to take actions aligned with their values. In other words, to live a happy life, you need to act in alignment with what truly matters to you. Maybe the reason you feel so lazy is that you're drifting too far away from your core values. If deep down you know that what you're doing doesn't really make sense to you, that could explain why you feel so unmotivated. Once you've identified your core values, the next step is to set your goals. For example, if one of your values is taking care of your health, you can set a goal to eat veggies at each meal or doing 2 workouts a week. Do this for every area in your life: relationships, skills, personal growth, mindset. You can easily find resources online or in books to help you with this first step, one you absolutely shouldn't skip. The second tip to become more productive is to start small. If all your attempts to become more productive have failed so far, it's probably because you're setting unrealistic goals. It's hard to admit, but you need to take it step by step. In his famous book Atomic Habits, the author explains that change happens day by day, not overnight. He says the task of building a good habit is like cultivating a delicate flower one day at a time. When it comes to real change, it's not motivation that matters most. It's discipline. As the quote says, discipline is doing what needs to be done even if you don't want to. If you want to achieve big things, you first need to train yourself to do what's necessary without waiting to feel like it. For example, if your goal is to go to the gym 3 times a week, you need to make it a part of your schedule. And when the time comes, don't even question whether you want to go or not. To train this mindset, start with small tasks that seem insignificant. For example, doing the dishes after every meal or stretch every morning. Hear what Zen Buddhist philosophy says about this. The way you do one thing is the way you do everything. In other words, if you want to achieve great things, you first need to learn how to do the simple things well. Taking things one step at a time, you build your confidence and develop the ability to tackle bigger challenges. This season feels special for me because it's the first time I won't be a student anymore. Suddenly, I'm going to have a lot more free time, and to avoid falling into procrastination, I need to learn how to organize my time in an efficient way. When I was in college, it was easier. For example, for every project, I had a deadline to meet, but now it's more difficult. I have so many projects, both personal and professional, but unfortunately, I tend to lack confidence in myself. I doubt myself too often, and because of that, I don't always manage to reach my goals. For that, therapy has been a huge help for me. It allowed me to work through the things that were holding me back so I could improve my self-confidence. A therapist will listen, ask questions, and help you see things from new perspectives. They can give you advice and techniques to make positive changes in your life. BetterHelp is the paid partner of this video, and they are on a mission to make starting therapy easier. You just fill out a questionnaire and you will be matched with a therapist as soon as possible. You can easily switch therapists at no extra cost if it's not the right fit for you. Click the link in the description or go to betterhelp.com/mimi and get 10% off your first month of therapy. Sometimes your lack of motivation has more to do with your lifestyle than your mindset. Let me show you how to stack the odds in your favor and finally become productive by making just a few changes in your daily habits. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter that plays a key role in motivation and your brain's reward system. It's basically your brain's go signal. When your dopamine levels are balanced, you feel energized, focused, and ready to take action. But when they're low, even the smallest task can feel impossible. The good news, there are science-based ways to boost your dopamine naturally. So let's dive in. First up, the classic trio: nutrition, sleep, and exercise. Make sure you're getting enough sleep and try to keep a consistent schedule by going to bed and waking up at the same time each day. Move your body daily, work both your muscles and your cardiovascular system. Exercise literally improves brain plasticity so you feel better in your body and in your mind. And of course, let's not forget the benefits of an anti-inflammatory diet. Reducing brain inflammation is essential for good mental health and even helps fight depression. Also, load up on foods rich in tyrosine like bananas, avocados, eggs, and almonds. They are like key building blocks for dopamine production. Next, get some daylight exposure. It might not always be easy, but natural light is crucial for vitamin D synthesis and helps regulate your sleep-wake cycle. And now, the big one. Limit your scrolling. It's dopamine's worst enemy. Why? Because scrolling is addictive. Science shows that it actually changes your brain structure, making you more impulsive and less able to stick to long-term goals. Every time you get a notification or scroll, your reward system releases a tiny burst of dopamine. The problem, this constant stimulation exhausts the system that produces dopamine, leaving you unmotivated and drained. So set up your phone to only send essential notifications and limit your app usage. Start small, because quitting scrolling can feel uncomfortable at first, but trust me, you'll notice the difference. You'll feel way more motivated and energized. To be the person you want, it's crucial to surround yourself with the right people. The people around you can either hold you back from achieving your goals or push you towards success. Take a moment to reflect on your cycle and ask yourself, what do they represent for you? Do they support your projects? Do they lift you up and guide you toward positive things, or do they bring you down? Surrounding yourself with positive people who share similar goals is key to making progress. For example, if your goal is to live a healthier lifestyle but your friends always want to go out partying, it's going to be hard to stay focused. This year, you need to be very intentional with who you spend your time with. And if you can't find people who push you in the right direction, it might be better to stay alone for a while until you achieve what you want in life. Try to find someone who inspires you, someone you want to model yourself after to succeed. This could be someone in your life or even a public figure. Humans need inspiration, and just like children, we grow and evolve by imitating others. Even while you're working on changing and achieving your goals, you still need rest. Rest isn't something you earn, it's essential to move forward. Some people think they can only take a break once they reach a certain milestone, but if you do that, you risk burning out. On the other hand, if you intentionally make time for rest, you're giving yourself the best chance to actually succeed. In our hyper-stimulated world, taking real rest can be tough. Rest is an art, and doing nothing can feel very uncomfortable for some people. Yet in reality, doing nothing and even being bored can be an incredible source of motivation. When you're less stimulated, your brain has the perfect chance to come up with ideas for your life. Have you ever noticed how clear your mind feels when you're just sitting quietly doing nothing? To rest properly, you absolutely need to put your phone aside. As we mentioned before, it's one of the biggest enemies of motivation. Instead, find a low-pressure, creative activity for your brain like coloring, painting, or any hands-on hobby. These repetitive, gentle activities stimulate the release of GABA, calming your nervous system. By reducing stress in your body, these activities make it easier to take action when it's time to get moving again. Being lazy isn't a life sentence. It can come from a bad mindset, a perfectionist temperament, or even lifestyle habits. But it's your responsibility to take action and put in place everything you need to become more productive. If you follow the tips shared in this video, you'll start seeing results quickly, giving you the confidence to keep going. If you have any other tips, feel free to share them in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.